Hello, welcome along. I'm Danny DeHeck. Thank you for pressing play. Good to see you. Well, I've got a couple of ladies here that have had an involvement in a company called LunaOne. And I'll be honest, I know absolutely nothing about it, but they want to tell me their story and they want to warn other people about getting involved in this company. I don't know exactly where this will take us, but we're on a Zoom meeting and we're about to listen. So I'll bring up the website of LunaOne, and I have today two ladies. We've got one, I've got your names already, perfectly normal for me to forget people's names, but we've got a Anne and we've got a Cindy. Right, I knew that. So LunaOne, first glance, professional looking website. Looks like they really know what they are doing when it comes to fooling people into an investment opportunity. So I have to ask one of you two lovely ladies, when did you first hear about this company and what intrigued you to get involved?
Do you want to cover that, Anne, or do you want me to answer first?
No, I think you do most of the talking, because I tell you why, I've got serious network problems and our power may go off any minute as well. So that's why I'm actually going to mute myself, but I'll join in if I feel like I need to say something.
Right, that's okay. What you call
so
throwing
Cindy, you carry
Cindy
on.
under the bus.
I mean, I joined. No. I joined about I don't know. I must actually look. I think it was over 6 months ago.
All right.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah, I was in the first promo thingy.
All right,
long
so
ago I joined.
That's actually a great question. How do these companies actually get traction? I think if they put their energies into other things and did proper business. I'm not saying this is not a proper business, by the way, kids. This could be a legit company. I'm just finding out about them just like you are. But something they did to get the momentum behind them. What do you think they actually did, and how did you first hear about it, Cindy?
Okay. First of all, we got involved probably about 7 or 8 months ago, and we had watched a YouTube channel with Run Guys. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yes, I have.
Yes, me too.
I subscribed yesterday.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
So Run Guys had been promoting pretty heavily LunaOne at one point in time, and it went on for several months. I would call it a commercial. And to add on to that, while I was after launch and the price, which we'll get into, when I started researching how that came about, Run Guys knew Stephen McCullough, which I'll get into that part of the story.
Yep.
And the LunaOne team before they were even a company. So I have photos that I have shared with Run Guys at the Apollo offices of Stephen McCullough in South Africa. And they had been invited to have dinner with him and the LunaOne team and some other people from Stephen McCullough's other crypto businesses. And so I think it's safe to say, and I think they've been honest about it, that they were paid to basically publicize LunaOne. Right. And that's how we all kind of got tricked, I think.
Right. So I'm just looking at these guys' YouTube channel now.
Can I just say something, Danny? Danny, on every single video that the Run Guys did, if you go towards the end of their video, that's when they promoted LunaOne. On every single video. They did it every single day for the last, 6-7 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you must look towards the end of their video. That's when they did the pushing.
Yeah. Well, I've learned from my lessons. I'm not going to play anyone else's video while I'm recording. Okay.
Yeah.
But I can see that they've obviously been rampant.
I know.
And the point is that these guys obviously poke out videos, 2 or 3 videos a day by the look of it, and they have.
Yes, they do about 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah, so what gets me when I see these guys promoting these systems, they're all for it. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Hyperverse, but I noticed in the leadership meetings they were sort of mentioning myself again yesterday, and they were sort of saying that they don't know why I'm giving them such a hard time because they're trying to help the people that have lost their money. And it's like, they're the ones. So now I sort of see a parallel here with these run guys. They're out there promoting this opportunity, and then looking at their latest videos, which were done 3 weeks ago, they've got one saying here, urgent Luna update, like people need to act fast and do something, and they're probably now claiming to help people. Would that be correct?
Yeah. Yes, you're right. They're claiming to think that they were scammed as well. But I think even without the text of what was happening at the dinner, the fact that they met the team beforehand just shows that they were properly financially incentivized to make it a commercial is what they did. And they commercialized it.
Right.
So they've came out. I've been making my own YouTube videos, so that you might want to check out. JR came into the Discord group, the From Run Guys, and he has said he is going to take the coins that Run Guys got paid from LunaOne and redistribute them back to the LunaOne community for all the funds that they've lost. And he only did that, what did I tell you, 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
So
we have...
Just to clarify what you're saying, they're offering, I missed some of that because I was doing something else, but they are claiming to come out with another coin. Is that what you're saying? That will help?
No.
Luna,
Danny.
Run Guy.
One at a time, kids.
Yeah.
Go. Cindy, you carry on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Carry on. Carry on.
Run Guys,
the commission,
came forward and said that they were going to take the money, the coins, the tokens that they were given by LunaOne back to the LunaOne investors, because LunaOne investors had lost so much. So they only just came out with that.
Right. So need to try not to overlap everyone, because you're lagging a wee bit there. And so when you want to speak, you make a beep and we'll pause and you go.
Yeah. Just to make it more clear there, what happened is LunaOne was saying that that they got 10, well, they didn't tell us what their percentage was, but it was 10% to refer somebody. Okay, so it was only just referring directly people. There was no like MLM structure or anything like that. Okay. So Cindy, would you think that they would have also got 10% on signups? That's where the money
They got 20%.
I think
that was.
I don't think we probably need to worry about proving that these guys haven't. By the sounds of what you ladies are saying, these guys have obviously been involved. They've profiteered in some way, which will form. They're obviously trying to keep face by doing shady deals now, and they'll be all about, just like all these, I'm going to call it a Ponzi schemes. It's all about keeping the community happy so they can get them to diversify into another opportunity. Is that sum that up nicely?
You're catching on. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, I want to ask you questions about
their own opportunity now. Yeah.
Yep. Well, there you go. Proof in the pudding. All right. Yeah. So now I want to ask about these guys that I'm looking at on the screen. You can see them. All right. We've got, they all link off to their LinkedIn profile. I haven't done any research on these guys, but it looks like they actually put their face behind what they're doing, which is unusual. So do you know any of these people? Are they active or are they made up people?
Okay, so now here's the story. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to learn some of the backstory.
Yeah.
So this is the second batch of guys. Some of them are still the first batch of guys. But so the timeline goes like this. We had a different CEO. His name was Daniel Husney.
Not Stephen Reese Lewis?
No, Stephen McCullough actually owns and gets the paid for this company.
Yeah.
But I found that out quite by accident later on. So he actually has it linked up that LunaOne has to pay 2% to his other companies. So we didn't know any of that information as LunaOne investors. Yep. I stumbled into this.
Yeah.
But so besides that, it seemed like Daniel Husney wasn't in charge, even though he was CEO, that he was under this Stephen McCullough, which nobody knew. You joined and you thought Daniel was, in charge.
Right.
So at right before launch, well, right before what was supposed to be launched, so everything's changed. Right before what was supposed to be launched, Daniel stepped down and we were told it was for health reasons. And then Corey was put on. Now, this matters because Stephen McCullough, I don't get this part. I can't wrap my mind around it. Owns a sovereign nation in South Africa.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like some weird jokey kind of thing. He's in it with Corey Kozad, the new CEO. And some of the LunaOne team is also in it, this sovereign nation. Like I said, I think it's a little more serious than what I thought it was supposed to be, because they actually said the South African government's a little worried about their sovereign nation. I'm not quite sure why. So that's a twist to the story. But so Daniel stepped down and we were told that was due to health reasons, and Corey took over. Now, they had already changed the website. So what was it that we thought was good on the website? They had linked themselves up with Coca-Cola, Xbox.
Sure they have. Coca-Cola just love being interwound. Super One is another Ponzi scheme I've been busting, and they also got connections with Coca-Cola. Last I heard, Red Bull's the one that they seem to use to partner with everyone. So anyway, so has anyone contacted Coca-Cola?
Yeah. So now, can we keep this information private?
No. So don't tell me anything you don't want broadcast to the masses. We are live and people are watching this with waggly ears.
Okay, well, so this is fine because I've already got it in my YouTube channel. My husband has actually worked for Coca-Cola for 18 years.
Yep.
So when he had gone to his bosses and the executives and asked about this project, they knew nothing about it. Yep. So I knew we both knew at that point that was, oh, you didn't know this part, Anne? I have it in my video. So
no, yeah, I didn't.
Well, that video you're talking about, we'll grab the link afterwards, and we'll put that in the notes so people can watch your video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we knew at that point that the Coca-Cola ties weren't real, and then we had heard from other investors that the Xbox and the PlayStation and the Meta connections, and who else did Microsoft?
Yeah, I mean,
make fun of me.
I mean, after looking at about 50 of these Ponzi schemes and the claims they make, I think Des Amy, I did a really good interview on him, and I can tell you now that any of their claims can't be substantiated. Is that the right word? Did I get that right, Anne?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm no surprise.
Yes.
To be honest.
How do they do these things legally? I don't understand. I assume it's
these are criminals. This is like watching a bank robber come into the bank and holding a gun up to the teller and say, I'm going to rob you. And then the teller's going, don't I know you? Yeah, I'm from Coca-Cola. You might have heard of Netflix or Spotify. Oh, and they're literally modern day bank robbers. So they don't need to be legit. They don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. They must sit there on a board table and think, what story can we come up with? And that's how they operate, and that's how they sleep at night. I mean, I did a search on one of the CEOs on that latest one called Crypto. What was the last one? Crypto Market Bull. And the PDF that came out.
Yeah. Bull.
We won't talk about that one, Anne. But the PDF that came out that they were pushing the product with had a CEO and his photo was taken off somebody else's LinkedIn profile and it had a different name. So that's why while we're looking at these, I'm going through these people's profiles to see how rampant they are on LinkedIn, because if you looked at Stable Deo, they have 5 people on their Facebook page, on their website, and they all link off to their LinkedIn profile. And one of them is Sam Lee. But when you go and investigate when Sam Lee last had any activity on LinkedIn, it was 3 years ago. So I'm looking at these guys' LinkedIn profiles because this guy who's a CEO has only got 1,700 people following him. Now, I'm a YouTuber and I have 7,000 people following me. So this shows me that these guys aren't big business people. They're just small time, because LinkedIn's where business people hang out. So that's what I'd be looking at first of all anyway, just to get a wee side issue there. So, yeah, so I think I'm not surprised. I mean, if I asked you guys, like, you've invested in here, so what enticed you guys to think that this is a good opportunity? That's probably one of my favourite questions to ask you ladies today. Who wants to go? Cindy?
As I said, if they hadn't tied all the companies to it, we wouldn't have been so apt to do it, and our friends that we got involved and family members wouldn't have been interested in it either. I mean, it seemed like that they had the team prior to changing the team. And like you said, they're pretty much all doxed because they had their picture there and they were all real people.
Yep.
So there's, like I said, now there's backstories for most of them that I've dug into. The AJ that's on there, he worked for Apollo FinTech under Steve McCullough. So you're going to keep hearing Steve McCullough's name. Lee, he was at the dinner with Run Guys and Steve McCullough prior.
Wow.
And he was an Apollo FinTech person as well. Brax, they just found in Discord, and he's a moron. Tamara, she's really nice. She pulls her sleeves up, and she actually. So I mean, there's a lot to this story. And did you tell me you didn't have your coins either at launch day?
No, I only got them 2 weeks after. I had every single day. I was threatening them.
There's a lot
10
to
days.
this story.
I'll have to check at the date. Yeah.
Well, at some point they swapped tokens, and they didn't give it. And they didn't give me. They did my husband, my friends, our friends that had invested. People didn't have their tokens on launch day, which other people had the option to sell, and they were supposed to have launched at 25 cents, and they launched at 5 cents. So first, you already lost your money. It was already gone because it wasn't worth anything. And they chose that launch price. And then on top of it, we didn't have tokens to sell if we were all at zero. Yeah, the airdrops we hadn't received. So we received our token. They launched on Halloween, and we didn't receive our tokens, and I think until November 11th, I think it was. So, and my husband's verifying.
Yeah.
Our friends did not get their tokens until November 16th, I think it was. Tamara was the only one out of that team that I knew that actively worked on getting people their tokens.
Right.
So
I'm not a crypto investor, and I've never bought any tokens in my life, but Anne did explain briefly to me, you were advertised you could purchase these tokens at 15 cents a token, and you were told that when they hit the market, they're going to be landed at 25 cents a token, and that was the hype all around it. And then when they actually did launch, they launched these tokens at 5 cents each. Am I correct with that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, correct.
So how did you feel about that moment?
To 3 cents.
Yep, don't worry about that. But how did you feel at that moment?
Well, me personally, I realized it was a scam. I'm like I quickly woke up.
Right.
Like 2 days later, I was looking for who was to blame.
Yep. And you know how these companies survive? Because they have these membership plans which and opportunities in the bronze, gold, silver, diamond, platinum, and most people go for the bottom package. And that bottom package is the low-hanging fruit because people think, I'll have a wee dabble and I'll start at the bottom. I won't go up high. And then obviously, because of people have invested in it from $300 to $1,000, they don't bother putting the time and energy into it to go after these guys. So I'm assuming, I'm having a guess, that can I have a dollar figure that how much did you put into this? Can I ask that question?
Anne, do you want to go first, or I don't mind?
Yeah. What was that package? It was the first thing. It was, I forget now, was it $3,000 and you would get the 45,000 coins? Or I can't even remember now.
No, ours was you buy it for 15 cents plus you got additional.
Yeah, but I think they did offer it like you could buy it like that, but we didn't do that.
They had a bulk.
Yeah.
So you could sign up and get an incentive if you had somebody underneath you. Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent around just over 3,000 because what happened is I was going for that deal and then I didn't quite have enough money for it. So I messaged support, or that Alicia, and I said to her, if I pay it in increments, can it still count towards that package? And she said yes. I've got the email saying that she said yes. And when I purchased like that, and eventually when I made a lot of tokens, I assumed I was in that pool getting all those free tokens. And then I discovered that I only got a few tokens. I messaged her back and I said to her, but I've spent the amount and I didn't quite get everything. And she said, no, you had to buy it all at once. So anyway, that was just by the by, but that really pissed me off in the beginning. But yeah, I think it was over 3,000, just over 3,000. Yeah. Right.
So that was at a entry level, or was that sort of a medium level?
No, you could have bought, what was the minimum, Cindy? I mean, you could have bought any amount. It's just that they had a lot of bonus coins, Danny, if you bought at a certain level. Yeah. Yeah.
So that obviously hindsight's a great, wonderful thing. But what I'm getting at is that they obviously have a package to suit most people's budget. They're not really, like theoretically, if you said like $25,000 a head.
Like, I don't know if it was different for the United States. I know that Stephen McCullough's company was run from here, and LunaOne is supposed to be out of Texas. Right. So I don't know if it was different overseas than it was here. But we weren't really given packages. Like she was saying, you could invest X amount of dollars to get the extra tokens. Yeah. So the bonus tokens or whatever they called them. There was a countdown every week. So you got X amount. We were in early enough where we got, at one point we got 20%. So we had made a couple of purchases as well, and by the time it was over with bank transfers and all the rates, we had spent closer to 6,000.
Right.
Cool. Ourselves. And,
that's cool.
And I definitely shouldn't have done that. Like I really fell for it.
Yep. And you're not the only ones. I mean, a lot of people do it. I mean, I talk to people all day long. Really, we've been tracking a scam at the moment, which people are signing up for, where they just book hotels and give reviews. And we have tracked in the last 3 weeks, my mate Dave and I, people have invested $250,000 in. Oh my. And every time their account that they need to book these hotels with so they can write a review goes into negative, they top it up with USDT. And and that's the one we spoke to a couple the other day, just lost $22,000, and we were the ones that delivered the news that they've been scammed, because we've set up a Facebook page paralleling the company that is running the scam. So people sign up for the Facebook page thinking they're going to talk to corporate, but they're talking to my mate and myself.
Oh no!
Yeah, so they find out, and then they go through the stage where they want to get their money back, but they don't want to talk about it to anybody. So then they go, how do we get these guys? And I go, well, we're trying to track it. So we've actually got to the point now where they fund the person's account, that they create a booking. They give you an account where they fund you with real USDT. And we've got to the stage now that we're going to actually take the money out that they fund the account with to get it going. And that I got $79 in my account, okay? Some people get $800 in their accounts. So as soon as it lands, you're meant to go off and do your hotel bookings. It's crazy. But people, they get familiar. It's like I do networking, right? So people get familiar with, they feel at home. And a lot of this is advertising. You see this name, you like the branding, you like the story, you meet some nice people, they build credibility, and then you have peace of mind that you're going to take your money out of your crypto wallet and give it to these guys with the hope. And it's just like religion. They give you this hope that something's going to happen in the future. And that gives you, and then you have belief, and then you need to be patient. And that's what everyone seems to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this group, they're even tricked into being quiet. They're not allowed to talk about the scam because a lot of people have been penalized. You've been booted out, even though it's supposed to be a DAO. I don't know if you know what a DAO is.
No, go hit me. Hit me.
So that's supposed to be a company that's completely transparent and where the investors actually vote on the decisions being made.
Ah, yes.
It has never been a true DAO. Actually, I have witnessed the votes that lost actually win. They the vote to switch the token had been everybody didn't want to switch the token, and the company went ahead and did it anyhow. Yep. So the newest information we found out about that is, so there's 2 tokens, if you can grasp that they've now made, but they left half the money in the first token, which they weren't supposed to do, and they didn't put it in the second token. So we've got half in one token and half in the other. They've got a really great scam going, and they're definitely getting away with it because yes, if you ask questions, they kick you out. I got banned from everything because I've asked questions, and as I've explained, I put up a YouTube channel. I mean, I really went after these people by name. Without my
yeah.
So
well, you and me, the same in the same cup of soup on that one. I'm logged into the back end of the website. I've signed up today, so this is still gives you the opportunity to invest if you want to today. Is that right? Because you'll be buying these coins or these tokens. Is that what I'm thinking?
Yes, and these people are still buying.
Yeah. You can still go into Hyperverse and purchase a membership. So, that tells you a lot. Now, did you ladies, I know Anne did, but did you get involved in Hyperverse and Hyperfund as well?
No.
Is this
I didn't even know what those were. Oh, is that where we send it? Oh, so Stephen McCullough owns Hyper Technologies, and that's someplace how we're connected.
Right.
When we send money through the bank.
And for some reason,
that's not Hypertech Group. I know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So what I see a pattern here, and what I notice, a lot of people are trying to go after the people behind it. But how do we really know those people exist? Have we seen them on YouTube talking and promoting it in these Zoom meetings?
Yes.
Is that how they promote it?
Well, okay. So Daniel, so that's another part to this. I'm telling you, the story is so crazy. Yeah. So Daniel on Thanksgiving just launched a new company, and it is very similar to the other. So he doesn't have health problems. That ended up being all bogus, of course. And it looks like, I think Anne can agree, a new LunaOne company, but it's called New Real. N-U.
Hold it. 1 minute, please, call it. Now, my camera's broken on Zoom. You can't see, but I'm actually on a web browser at the moment. And I'm going to do a search on YouTube for that.
I haven't seen it, Cindy.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon. I did a video on that too.
So what's well, first of all, let's get your video, a YouTube channel up anyway. So how do I find you, Cindy?
I'm Crypto Granny.
Oh my goodness, you don't know that other guy. What's the other guy that used to be in Hyperverse? The man, Anne? Crypto.
Who? Which guy?
The old guy that used to have Crypto Granny. Okay, help me out here, guys. How do you spell Granny?
Crypto Dad, or yeah, Crypto Dad. No, they're not related.
Yeah, I've forgotten his name. Ponzi Hater has done a video on him, and that was quite funny. How do you spell Granny?
Granny, Granny.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so Crypto Granny. Oh, there you go. Look at that. It's got the same picture. Goodness me, look at you. 19,000 subscribers. Good on you.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, no way.
86,
87.
87, they say.
Okay,
I have
so
80
crypto granny, and you would have talked about Luna, so I'll put
Yeah.
Luna in there, and that will help. I was going to say that's pretty good going. I'm a bit envious on that one. You'll be in the New York Times soon.
No, I'm not.
Here you go.
Do you find me?
Yep. 87. There you
Okay.
go. I'll subscribe to your channel. Anyone else watching this, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit like on these videos because it helps YouTube know that people are watching them and other people will be pushed in front of them. Okay, so I'm seeing videos here and I see one. What's your favorite video that you've done that really exploits these guys?
I don't even know what one to tell you. I think if you bring up the Run Guys one that I did, you'll be able to see the pictures.
Okay.
Of
I can see the guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure over 80% of the people that came in because of the Run Guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, all of them have an alliance, don't they? For example, Kalpesh Patel, he has a network. He's a multi-level marketer. He's got a network of people that follow him around, little wee puppies. So as soon as he's onto the new big thing, especially in the multi-level marketing world, everyone signs up. So, and then you've got, now what's the name of Troy, David, and Marcus? What is it? The something show? And what's it called?
Satoshi.
Yep.
Satoshi Show.
So I noticed a real big pattern when I heard those guys having a Zoom meeting with 5,000 people on it. It freaked out Keith Williams. And 2 days later, he got announced as the global sales representative for Hypernation, which is quite a hard case. Who's that there who's just come in here? Do we know that
There's
person?
somebody. Who? Do you see somebody, Ann?
Oh, Martin. Is it? Let me check. Is it Martin?
Martin? Hello, Martin.
Let me check. Is it?
I
I don't know. I don't think it's Martin.
We're just waiting for the connection, the audio to catch up. So no doubt he's in South Africa if he's got bad internet. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Martin. Is that you? Or
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Hello, yes.
it is. Good on you, mate.
Oh, okay, Martin. Why are you so late?
Sorry. Can you see it? Can you hear it now?
Don't worry.
Yeah, we got you.
Hi, Mark.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
I'm late. I've only just seen your message and I had to install Zoom.
oh, right. Now it's good. Well, we're sort of doing something live here, so I'm recording on another screen. So we're just going through Luna, and we've figured out that everyone that's involved in Luna has been lying, cheating, and telling stories to get empathy, so people will invest their hard-earned money. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Luna
correct.
One.
LunaOne. What did I call it?
That's correct.
Luna.
LunaOne.
Come on, it's just a planet, isn't it? Is that a planet? Is that where it comes from?
I have no clue.
That's cool. And whereabouts are you from, Martin?
I'm from London, UK.
Oh, listen to that. Welcome. That's good. We've got a worldwide, so we've got South Africa, New Zealand, UK. We've got 2 South Africans, haven't we? Yes, is the
No,
answer.
only me.
No, I know that Stephen McCullough's company's in South Africa, but one of his offices is also here. He's American, but
Oh, sorry, you're American, Cindy. I'm catching up with it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm in North Carolina, so
Yeah.
in the United.
All right, so good on you. So yeah, so we've been looking at these guys. Unfortunately, you can't see my screen because my clever technology's piked out on me, and it can't handle the bandwidth of broadcasting my my feed.
Oh,
So I'm just using my camera to give you a feed of me. If you were going to give somebody some advice on getting involved in, I'm going to say, Ponzi schemes, with your knowledge and your experience, what things would you ask them to check? Or what do you think would be a good bit of advice to give somebody who's just starting out and thinking they're going to get involved in something that looks quite good that a friend or a family member asked them to get involved in?
I can't see how you could see that this was a cheat when we first got on. They wrote things that clearly was not true.
Boom.
And they said things.
Right there, mate. What you just said, they said. And that is the biggest thing I get all day long, is these guys.
It doesn't matter how experienced you are, right, when you got involved with this. If you would have read what LunaOne put on their website the wording.
Yep.
I looked at this for weeks before I got involved.
Yes, us
And
too.
I don't normally do new starts. And
Yep.
if I do a new start, I normally only throw a few pounds at it to lose.
So what?
Because you never know. But with this one, it read so well. I looked at it and I thought to myself, well, let's have a go, because what I mean, and it doesn't matter, is irrelevant how much I paid for my token to start with.
Yep.
It was claiming that they were going to launch at 25 cents.
But
So I looked at it.
Yeah.
And thought,
so, mate.
even if I don't want to keep this coin, I could do it as a short-term investment. And if I wanted to make a few pounds when it launched, I could sell at 24, or it might be coming down. I don't know, but I would never have complained if I missed it and it went down quickly.
So just so I can speak, mate. Can I have a question? Because I'm recording this as a segment, and it's going to be a YouTube channel, and I want to have your guys' point of view. But a lot of the stuff that you're discussing, we've actually already discussed. So what I would like to say is, when you looked at that website, you read it and you believed it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And you made an informed decision from the material that they provided you.
Yes.
So if you've been to the movies before, just hear me out, and you go to a good movie, do you ever coming out thinking that movie's real?
No.
I do sometimes, if it's a really good movie. And I think the problem with these Ponzi schemes and these opportunities, you have to make an informed decision about what you read on the screen. You need to do your own investigation. Now imagine you had 100 people sitting there in a room coming up with a new Ponzi scheme. And they're going, what's the first thing that people struggle with when investing money? They want trust. Well, let's come up with 20 things that we could do to help people and help us build trust with these people before they give us their crypto. So I think as time is going forward, every time you read a website, you've got to go back and think, right, who's the company owner? Who are the guys behind this? Can I ring them up and talk to them?
I'm sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, you're right.
Unfortunately, they hid that information so well. It wasn't until I started asking questions, like I said, right after launch, that two people came to me from Stephen McCullough's other companies, and they had already been given information about LunaOne as Apollo investors. And from that company, they were being promised funds from LunaOne. If they had not gathered the intel and saved those conversations that Stephen McCullough had provided for that group, I wouldn't have known. And nobody else went looking for answers. Most of our community is still very much in denial and are reinvesting. So this is the last month. A lot of people still think there's a metaverse. There's no metaverse.
There is no metaverse. And I mean, you said something about Apollo. Now, Apollo had a coin that was being pumped and dumped. And there's a guy, so why would you trust, that information?
They weren't tied together.
We didn't know.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a website developer and I create websites. I do online shopping. I do drop shipping, right? So I created a nice little website. I put these products that people want in front of them, and I'm using every trick in the book to make people feel that that's product they want to buy. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, I could look at this company now.
Danny.
Yes?
Sorry.
Yeah, no. But the big thing as well is, for me, because I followed the run guys, and they were building a credibility on, they're in crypto, and I believe that they had done all their due diligence, and for them to be promoting something, I believe that they're not going to put it out there.
No,
and
they do.
suffer the wrath.
Well, this is the conversation I've had with you a few times, that these guys have alliances. If it's not the run guys, it was Kalpesh Patel. If it wasn't him, it was Brenda Chunder. If it wasn't him, it was Keith Williams. Sam Lee, Ryan Zhu. all these people, they get them and their communities, and they must, when they start these Ponzi schemers, they go, right, how are we going to promote it? Well, why don't we go to a multi-level marketing company? Or why don't we get some celebrity endorsement like Chuck Morris? Literally, Chuck Morris is out there saying that Hyperverse is a sure deal, and he's reading it off a script. And then he's paid $1,000 to do so.
Danny, that's all fine. Making your product look as good as you can possibly make it look, yeah?
Yeah.
But can you blatantly lie on these websites that you're making?
Yes. No, I don't. Because if you looked at me and you looked at my websites, you can find my phone number, you can find my email address, you can actually go to danny.co.nz and find who you're buying that product off. And
but we all want to make our products look wonderful, yeah?
Yeah.
But we don't write blatant lies.
Well, what do you expect?
We don't say a product's yellow when it's green.
That's right. So why do you make an informed decision from a website where some people don't care about those and they don't have those values? I mean, these guys.
Well, because they did have a phone number and an address. They actually still do on there.
Let's ring them.
But what the thing is it's too easy for them not to deliver the metaverse. I mean, like I was explaining to my husband, look at what Mark Zuckerberg's doing. So Stephen McCullough has a pattern of really underperforming with his companies, right? And then just not making it happen. And like I told my husband, he can say any day of the week, well, I tried, you guys, and it's hard to make a metaverse, and then walk away from the project. And then just kind of keep taking more money, hoping that he can make it happen. So that's all he's doing is underperforming, and he's going to keep this scam running, of course.
Of course, because you've bought these tokens that are worth nothing, but you still own tokens. So they haven't actually done anything wrong. And that's why they have these tokens. These tokens, I'd be surprised if they are on a mainstream exchange. And if not, then
they're on Bitmark. I don't think that's really mainstream.
No, but it's this is what they do. They wouldn't let Hyperverse
in on it as well.
But they're all
I think Bitmark's in on it as well.
Yeah, I mean, where do we help people who are going to invest? I mean, you guys are more crypto than me, and I'm not saying we shouldn't invest with crypto. I made a little bit of money with Shimu and Emu myself, and I played around $400, so I'm rich. But the thing is, at what point how do we get credibility? And what were they actually offering you? They were saying to you that if you bought these tokens at 15 cents, we are going to release them at 25% to the market. So instantly you're going to make 80% on whatever you bought if you sold those tokens. That's what they're saying?
Yes.
So what gave you the thought? Sure. What gave you the thought that would really happen?
Well, for one, I believe... Well, I think the technology's there for the metaverse, right? You've got the Oculus goggles and everything. And by the way, they said they were pairing up with them too, teaming up with them. And it seemed like Daniel's team had the know-how. Corey, so to give you an example, Daniel has the technology and that kind of background to do it. Corey's degree is in marketing. So I don't know why somebody would have put him as the new CEO, because he's not working on a metaverse.
Right.
And the remaining team that's there can't build a metaverse. So that's why I'm saying the team that left was the team that had the ability to make it. But I realized that if they weren't going to do it by, I mean, I'm sure you remember like the Sears catalog or whatever Christmas catalog you had when you were a kid. If it wasn't being advertised come Thanksgiving time or Christmas time, it wasn't going to get out for the season. We thought this was going to be on Xbox and PlayStation. It was going to be a game. It was going to be the goggles. And there was going to be an item for sale by Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't happening. So that's when you knew it was a scam. Well, I knew it was a scam. Like I said, a lot of the people still believe.
But I've watched people. They say they give 10% away if you sign someone up, but I know with Hyper Nation or Hyperverse, they were giving away 52% of the money before it even hit the floor, and then if you left the money in there for 600 days, the whole business was unfeasible. It didn't make sense. So I'm just, was it only 10% they were giving away if you introduced somebody, or was there a bigger membership plan than that?
I think with the staking, Martin kind of dove into that, I think, a little bit. I personally didn't look into the staking very seriously. I think it was, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and 2 years.
Yeah.
So, and then of course there was a percentage, which I personally am not great at math. The math never sounded like it would work for me, how many tokens they gave away.
Yeah.
What I never got, I specifically in my videos have asked the LunaOne team for answers, and I wanted to know how much influencers got paid, how much money's actually left in the till. Like I said, we only just learned that the other token is holding money and half money in the other. And do they have even enough funds to pay a team to make a metaverse? These were all, of course, I think the answer is all no, but none of these things they've answered. They've just asked me to shut up a lot.
Yeah.
I've been watching Discord, and the admin people that are on there are being paid 1,000 tokens a month.
Worthless
That's
tokens.
what their payment is.
Yeah. I'm just looking at
and also as well, everybody's arguing on there about the staking because they don't understand the percentages, and that hasn't been released properly by LunaOne. They're going to give an explanation on that. That's what I've read.
So I'm just looking at that on their website at the moment, and they say you can stake 1,000 XLN, stake for 3 months. I don't know what APLY, what's APY? The APY is 15%?
I think that's just an interest rate per year.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible anyway, isn't it? And then you have a staking for 3 months. Therefore, the API for the staking period is 3/12. I don't even understand all that much. But I did see something here. If you put 10,000 in, there's a 30% with penalty for withdrawing early. But yeah, these are just, what gets me, I've literally got 50 websites that I'm looking at like this. At the moment we've got Novatech FX, and they've just, behind MLM.com have just released an article that these guys are now getting investigated. But the money's long gone. The people that were behind that particular thing, one's a minister and the other guy, and they're theoretically already fallen over it. And another thing, are meant to be bankrupt, but people still signed up for it and still got involved because people like the David and Troy and Marcus in the Tashumi show, whatever it's called, stand there and put their good name behind it. But at the end of the day, these guys are all scammers. Obviously, like you say, influencers, getting a backhand every time they sign someone up. And I gave it to, just for some people who might be watching this now, let's just imagine that you have $1,000 to invest in a Ponzi scheme, and they offer you 3 times your return on your investment within 600 days. Now, what that actually means is that you're going to get $3,000 in 600 days. So then the person that introduced you to that literally gets $200 of your money that they can take out straight away. But if they choose that they believe the system and they love the system and they leave that money in there, then they will get $600 from if they compound it. Now, let's say the person that invested $1,000 gets involved, they go into the back end of these websites, they like what they see, and they refer a friend. Now, their friend buys a $1,000 package, the person that referred them gets $200, and the person that referred the first person gets another $150. So now they've got $350 from 3 people that have got involved. You see, so the incentive there is for the people, the influencers, to go out there and promote these, because as soon as somebody buys something, they get an instant reward. And that's why you get so many people putting their neck out, because the money, Hyperverse, for example, they reckon that 1.6 million people signed up for a membership. Now, the minimum membership is $300, and if you get your calculator out, that's about $4 billion. Now, I don't know, so there's a lot of money had with these systems. So, I mean, I don't want anybody watching my videos to think that there's any investment out there that's to do with crypto and multi-level marketing, affiliate systems. They all equal scams in my books. So I've got to ask you guys the question, are you still looking around for a crypto opportunity? That's my rant.
I'm always looking for a crypto opportunity.
Why?
I don't normally invest in new coins.
But why?
I must admit, I think when I read something that a company's put, especially a company in the USA, must come under USA law. Now, if my company, if you used to come in my shop and buy 5 apples off of me and give me the money, right, and I gave you 1 apple, you'd say, where's my other 4 apples? I'd say, I've had a bad week this week, which is basically what they said. Right, so I'm only going to give you 1. Right, well, I wouldn't accept that, and I would have the authorities would get onto this.
All right.
Now, this is not a company in the Bahamas.
Yes, Anne?
This is a company in America.
Okay, well, let me break that down for you in a minute. We'll just hear what Anne's got to say. Anne?
Yeah, I just think we're digressing a bit here. I don't think we really need to get it involved with, whether we should or we shouldn't have. The thing is, there's a whole community out there that has.
All right.
And
all right, well,
we are going for the story because we're obviously going to try to get our money back.
All right. So let's break that down. Fair enough.
We could debate this.
Yep. I've got a very simple thing then.
We could debate this all night. You know that.
Yep. All right. So let me speak. Let me speak. I want to speak. I want to speak. It's my show. I now this. If you went on to the American Federation financial websites, they would warn people about companies like this. They also warn people about using crypto, using an unregulated currency to invest. So why would you ignore those warnings?
I have an answer for your previous question, as well as if I would ignore the warnings.
Okay.
I've already told the community this is my first and only pre-launch. I would never do this again because, like I've explained to my husband, it is really too easy for somebody to come along and say, whoops, we tried. Whoops, we tried. And any day of the week, that's what they can say is, whoops, we tried. And I'm not sure whoops, we tried is illegal. So would I ever do a pre-sale again? No, because obviously they can walk away and you can have no token, which happened to many of us already. And so I wouldn't do that. Now, am I invested in crypto? As you said, Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Well, excuse my language. I know those are crap coins, but crap sometimes floats to the top, and Dogecoin and is worth certainly more than LunaOne right now. And LunaOne was supposed to have a product. Right. I don't sink a lot of money into those kind of tokens. I did into LunaOne, and like I said, I've now learned my lesson. I invest lightly in those other coins, 100, 200, and that's it.
Well, people think I'm against crypto, and I'm not. I think it's quite a good thing. I love the technology behind it. I just don't see why we need to have these third-party organizations taking a ton of money off people who don't understand it or don't have the head around it. I
agree. I think it needs regulation.
So there is regulation, though, isn't there, really? Because these guys read that disclaimer out at the beginning of all their Zoom meetings telling you that this is not a financial, this is not an investment opportunity. They're not providing financial advice, and they do not know your financial, situation. So anything they're about to say is just taken as educational. And that's how they think that they can get away with it. But I know that if I said to you ladies and our mate here, which I've forgotten the name of, sorry, Mark, is it?
Martin,
that I have an opportunity here. I'm not a financial advisor, but I heard that a couple of friends of mine invested and they're doing really well out of it. It spikes your interest. And then I carry on telling you that you need to put in 100 and you'll get this. And so it's like saying, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not liable, but I'm going to continue giving you financial advice. That's what I see happening all the time. So if you went back and thought, now, if this was an American company, you know, what liabilities, they normally register as a company, but you can't find these companies unless they're in the Cayman Islands or something.
I thought, actually, this is silly me again, I thought because it was an American company that there was no way that they would scam us because of our laws here. You know, they, like Martin's told me several times, that we should be able to sue these guys. And I think we could, but I think the only real way is a class action, if that, because we definitely have the documentation and the proof, but we don't. I've explained this to the group several times. So you had asked at one point, how many investors? There's at least 11,000 investors, and we only have 143 in our Facebook group that are orange, that are mad. And it's like, I only lost 5,000, and I've had so many people contact me that lost 10,000, 60,000, 100,000. I had 3 millionaires contact me. So, and I thought they were going to be livid with me for putting out the information I did. So people who's lost a whole lot more than I did, and they don't seem to do anything. Weird.
Well, I've been doing these since the beginning of the year, and I can tell you now, no one wants to speak up, and no one wants to come on a Zoom meeting, and no one wants to, you know, say what they thought. You know, it's a private thing. And I mean,
what, they feel like they got scammed and they're embarrassed? I don't get it.
Well, they think it was real. They made an informed decision and they put their money into it. Now you're telling them that it's not a good investment and the company's crook.
Yeah, but Danny, I haven't blamed myself at all with this. I mean, if I read something in black and white, if I was dealing with Botswana, I might think, you know, maybe I've got a problem. But reading something that's written by an American company and there's American laws in that country.
There's no laws on this.
Which pretty much run along the same lines as England.
There's no laws.
I can't see. Sorry?
There's no laws on this website.
But they must come under American law because they're trading in America.
No, they assume. And what crime have they actually done?
Fraud.
Why?
Well, we don't even need to go civil.
I'm playing devil's advocate here, but I mean, if I'm playing devil's advocate, then what crime have these people actually done? You bought tokens, and they would have got you to read a disclaimer that said that there's no sure guarantee that blah blah blah. You know.
But I have a loophole.
Well, I don't remember ever seeing that.
Oh, I can find it on their website.
There is a disclaimer. So there is a disclaimer, but here's where they screwed up. Excuse me, Danny, but so when they changed the token, you would assign the disclaimer at the start. Yep. You didn't sign the disclaimer based on them changing the token because we had already purchased our tokens. So you're not disclaimered on that new token or the new roadmap or the new white paper. So they're not covered because they changed everything. They lied along the way. So I think that's really where Steve McCullough loses a case is because we're not covered under that disclaimer. He's not covered under that disclaimer. You know, it's...
All right. So I'm a big fan of watching Judge Judy. I love it a bit. I wish she was my grandmother. However, if you were to stand in front of Judge Judy, and you watch Judge Judy, right? And you said to Judge Judy, I got done by this company, what questions do you think she would want to know from you? Who are they? Why aren't they standing up here? Like, how do we get these guys in court? And what actual crime have they done? So they, you know what I mean? Like, what have they actually done? I'm not sticking up for them, but I'm trying to figure out, like, if you were to do a claim against these guys, because obviously these are rampant, these type of schemes all over the world, and everyone's getting away with it.
Yes.
So
they committed fraud.
So what's the name of the American company?
Everyone's getting away with it.
So LunaOne, are they registered in America as a proper company?
Yes.
Right.
I've got that paperwork.
Okay.
And I have the paperwork that Stephen McCullough is licensed as Hyper Technologies he was taking those payments for LunaOne, which never made sense. He said he was helping them out, but as we know, he pretty much owns LunaOne. I have that.
So who's the directors on the company?
Him. I can send you all this documentation. He's the only name, except for his aunt, who was the registered agent on this legal document. But he's filed in Missouri, which the LunaOne's in Texas. Like, it's all over the place.
Yep.
But he is one that is on this document that was accepting the payments.
Right. So if you were to hire a lawyer today and you wanted to take these guys to the cleaners, what would you actually, like, I don't know if you can't see the screen, but if you went to behind MLM and then you've got Hypertech Group, they're finally, somebody's actually doing something about what do they call that group? Sorry. About Hypertech Group. So he's wrote an article about them, and they're actually, here it is. Hypertech says Hypertech FX securities fraud case, desist from California. And they've got the founders of this company, and they've got a whole lot of things here that they're actually theoretically going to prosecute these guys for, which is quite good. I'm just going to read a couple of them digitally. See if that works. So they're falsely representing that Novatech is a registered hedge fund in the United States. Falsely representing that Novatech is a registered investment advisor. Falsely representing that Novatech is a registered broker. Failing to disclose...
A. Falsely representing that Novatech is a registered hedge fund in the United States. B. Falsely representing that Novatech is a registered investment advisor. C. Falsely representing that Novatech is a registered broker. D. Failing to disclose that the offer or sale of Novatech's securities was not qualified in California. E. Failing to provide any qualifications to substantiate claims that investors' funds are managed and traded by experienced traders.
So my point there is, surely if you read through that, you would probably be able to come up with some similarities, and theoretically, if you were going to do any legal action against them, and they are like Novatech claiming to be in America, then obviously somebody has actually done something in, but I'm pretty sure you can still go to Novatech today and sign up and buy stuff,
Yeah. What am I thinking they actually did wrong that could hold up legally in court? I think, like I said, there was several people that contacted me on my channel directly that hadn't received tokens. So if you bought, like I said, and Ann said, we had bought our tokens 8 months ago. And if you hadn't received your tokens by airdrop, I think that's theft.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely theft. It's definitely fraud, because we didn't have tokens to sell, much less our dollar amount was zero.
Yep.
So I do think that they're kind of screwed, excuse my language, on that level all by itself. There was so many people that hadn't received their tokens. Yeah. And I think it's the power move to keep people from selling, the same as was the low price, was what we were told, that they lowered the price so people wouldn't sell.
In a commercial world, it would be kind of like an uncompetitive advantage of some sort, where you couldn't trade the promised goods on the market or sell them. They probably obviously didn't want you to sell what you bought at the time they were trying to launch, I presume.
Yes, that's what we think too. But I mean, I think they thought that people would be, because the answer we got several times was whoops. We did the airdrops. They were complete. I got a lot of messages saying that they were complete, and I'd go check, and people in the group would tell me again, no, Cindy, we still didn't get ours. And so I would direct camera to the people. So
what outcome, because we'll round this up a little bit, otherwise I'll bore people, but what outcome would you like to see from your involvement with LunaOne?
Well, first I want Stephen McCullough exposed. He's got to be, that the people have to realize these companies that he's got, and he's worth many millions. And
like Ryan Jew and Sam Lee.
More. Yeah. So
but are they? This is the question. Why do these guys keep getting involved in this stuff if they're worth millions? because they want to be billionaires,
Right.
is it?
That was our question this morning too.
Yeah,
we would like everybody to be made whole again, but I know I want our money back, which is what I've told them a million times. And but well, I mean,
and if they're worth
what
billions,
can happen?
You said something like 100.
0.25.
Sorry, Anne, what was that?
I want my 0.25. That's what I want.
But I think this is what I hear from hyper.
Danny, we've got to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Carry on.
That's a 10 rules.
Cindy?
Yeah.
Cindy, I think the fact that they offered the 20% tokens to stake, I think that in itself is an admission of guilt.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't tell Dan about that. So
yeah.
I mean, there's so much of that story, but if he watches the videos, I think he can.
Yeah,
they've done a lot.
I can look at. I've got 50 links to websites like this, and I look at them straight away, and go, I would never invest with this company. I don't believe a word they say on their website. I'm a website developer. I look at the one I did the other day with the coin market bull, and a video I just did a few videos back, and I look at their website. Their contact us page doesn't work. And you think, oh, that's one thing, that's a flag. And then other things didn't work as well. There was a whole list of things. Oh, line about their CEO. I mean, and I just look at them and I just can't, I don't read and write. I've never read a book in my life. So I don't read stuff. I scan stuff. Maybe that's my saving grace. But if somebody says to me, I'm going to take your money out of your crypto wallet or your bank account, and I'm going to give you more interest than any other earthly organization, I'd punch them in the face, because I just don't believe that stuff. Maybe I don't know, and I'm just trying to help other people who think because what I see is a lot of people actually understand that this is a real risky investment. So what they want to do is get in, double their money, not triple it or 7 times it, and get out and go, look, I know how to double it. I know how to work these systems. People are aware that these are Ponzi schemes. So, but
yeah,
So
this one definitely sounded like there was. So most, as you know, I'm sure most cryptocurrencies don't have anything behind it, right? It's just the cryptocurrency itself. But this was like a product. That was what kind of when I brought it to my husband's attention.
Yeah.
I showed him was that there was going to be like games at the end of it. So.
Okay, so you've heard of Super One?
No, I hadn't heard of that one either.
Okay, Super.1, Andreas Christensen, the owner of the company, rings me up a couple of Fridays ago, drunk as a skunk, telling me he hates me and he's going to do all sorts of things to me and he's going to get me back eventually, right? So now he's taken, I heard rumours, $4 million of one guy. I had a guy ring me up on a Saturday morning, put $100,000 in him. We went into it quite deep and we found that he's got a token. He's building it up. He owns 53% of his token. And it's a sporting apps. It's like I used to be part of a religious cult. And they paint this picture of a paradise earth where we're all going to live forever and all the bad people are going to be done away with. But you just got to have hope and have faith. Now, every single one of these Ponzi schemes I've looked at are promising something that sounds fantastic. But all you have to do is have faith, invest, and become part of the community. Then the community raves on about you, and it's a lovely community, and you meet some lovely people, and then all of a sudden you start questioning the realism, the facts, and then what do? They kick you out, same as the religion. So, and that's what makes me so furious. I just get so angry with these people, and I think, how can I stop people? Like, can we all give crypto investment opportunities a break for 5 years? Because these guys are dying like flies at the moment because they're blaming the 95% drop in crypto coins as the reason our Ponzi scheme fell over. Are you kidding me? It's a Ponzi scheme. It doesn't mathematically work. So I don't know. If you had a message to tell somebody, I'm just looking at Stable Deo. It's stable.limited. It's Sam Lee's new baby. Now, he's made a claim there that Citibank is interwound with his new Ponzi scheme. Now, we've had people contact Citibank, and they don't even know who Stable.Limited is. But then people say, Listen to Sam Lever, because he started a company called Blockchain Global and he got it listed on the Australian share market. And he did after 3 attempts, and then $50 million goes missing and he disappears for 9 months. And now he's back with a new Ponzi scheme. But because he's got an amazing history, we have to listen to what Sam Lee says, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's happening with Daniel Pusney, because like I said, he's already moved on to the next scheme all in the same month. So, I mean, it's not even been a month since he robbed everybody already, you know, so.
Well, look at Kalpesh Patel. He's a shocker, isn't he? He's in South Africa at the moment promoting wee.global. You know, and then you've...
Yeah.
I thought he would have got locked up as soon as he landed in another country, to be honest. But imagine going to another country and then preaching to people about Ponzi schemes, and you're literally a robber, you know, going to these groups of people, standing in front of them, telling them a story that sounds too good to be true, but because they like the look of you and you're a good speaker, you know, then the people believe, and then people think, I'll have a little dabble, and then they put $300 in, they feel good about it, and they go, actually, I feel good about this, I can see my money growing, I'm going to go put a couple of grand in, next thing it's 20 grand, and then it all falls over and you think, oh, that guy's is he? I'm not sure. Is he a dirty, rotten scoundrel? I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. Oh, everyone's, you know, confused. Hey guys, I'm going to call it quits there. Is there anything else you'd like to, like, what do you want me to help you with? I mean, what did you want to come speak to me today? What can I, if you were, you know, wanted me to ask you one question, what do you want to happen from this, if I say interview? Would you want people to go to your YouTube channel, watch your videos? Obviously, if anyone's got any ideas how to, you know, go after this American company, you know, what's some telltale things that they could help you with? How do we contact you guys?
I think we are looking for, if we could, we would like a class action lawsuit. So legal help would be wonderful. If they could contact me and watch the videos and learn, and most certainly not invest in LunaOne. And then look into Steve McCullough, since I've posted so much of that information, and then not invest in any of his companies as well. Because like I said, he's got a lot of them going on. Apollo FinTech, there's the gold mined thing that he's got going on where
not
he mines
not Gold Standard Partners, not that one.
It's the one that's backed by gold, that cryptocurrency. He's involved in that. Mate. And like I said, they're taking the LunaOne funds and funding his other companies now. So I'm not sure how all these things are legal or how he's getting away with it. But I'm hoping that nobody else and especially Daniel Pusney's new company either, because because it's clear to me that he's just started a new LunaOne company for people to fall into. He's not started it as a pre-launch or anything yet and taking investors, but I think that's probably what's coming next. Right. So
could somebody help me out? I want to bring up a photo of this guy that you're talking about. I don't know how to spell, literally mean that, so don't tell me. But if somebody in the chat room could actually spell his proper name, I'll look him up, because he's obviously not on LunaOne now. They've taken his photo off, have they?
Yes. Yeah, they took his photo down.
Yeah. And that would be awesome. Then we'll bring him up on the screen, because you can't see the screen I've got over here. You can see me over here.
It's Daniel. How do you spell his surname, Cindy? I'll type it.
Pusney, I think, is Daniel Pusney is
P-U-G.
P-U-G.
No, P-N-Y. And he's out of Australia.
Bloody Aussies. Oh, sorry, reflex.
Like that.
Okay, thanks for that, Anne. That's awesome. Right.
I made a mistake.
P-U-G. No, don't make mistakes.
P-U-Z like zoo, N-Y.
Yeah, Pugny. Is that right?
No, I think it's Z. P-U-Z-N.
P-U-G?
Z. Z is in zoo.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can bring him up.
Anyway.
Westpac?
Was
don't think it's him.
Anyway?
You guys are no good at spelling. I thought I was the only one that was bad at it.
Yes, that's close to it. I think that the E isn't in it. So
hold it. I'm going back to that original. Let's have a look anyway.
I couldn't remember.
At least we can put a face to the name. I actually, funny enough, I chat to these guys. Here it is. I've got a photo. I've got a YouTube video of him on this LinkedIn. Jonathan Lewis is. I'm not going to play it. But what I'm getting at is, what am I getting at? One of the guys that was in GS Partners wanted me to help him bring down some of the smaller Ponzi schemes so that their one could thrive. And I'm going, what? So yeah, so that was GS Partners. And if you look at my YouTube videos and go through and look for one for GS Partners, you'll see a guy in a real electric blue website. And you sit here and you think, am I reading this right, So it's amazing what they ask. I'm going to you can't see it, but later on when I upload this video, you'll now I'm going to give you his name because I'll put it in the chat window. Hold it. Because this was after Kalpesh Patel was on his Zoom. And the guy said, we'll go in the chat window so you guys can be involved. My listeners won't be very happy, but they can wait. So this guy is meant to be, he's a meta consultant. And he was in the video when Kalpesh Patel was just left Hyperverse. And then 2 weeks afterwards, he was nowhere to be seen in this company. And I wrote to this guy basically saying, what's the story? And then he gives me some sort of like he's trying to form an alliance with me. So I can help name and shame, or, help bring down some of these smaller Ponzi schemes. I don't know who you think I am. I'm no one special. Hey, it's been great. So I think I've seen this guy before, funny enough. He looks like he's wearing a cheap suit. Well, yeah, they all look familiar after a while.
I bet.
So it's a bit of a funny one. Hey, I thank you guys for coming on here, and I really do appreciate having a yarn. I feel for you guys investing and trying to make a good investment, and no one wants to get burnt. But don't let the truth get in the way of a good story is obviously what these criminals are doing. They're setting up these fantastic websites. They're certainly misleading people, and they seem to sleep fine at night doing this to people, and then they somehow miraculously get away with it. And that's what I think that's why we're all here today, is we have that common interest is whether we invested or whether we didn't, how do these guys continuously keep getting away with it? And like we said, this guy, Daniel, whatever his name is, Prutney, he's off doing another one. And so where's the loyalty to his members and his community that he stood beside? This is what I'm struggling with. So what about you guys? Do you feel the same? They said we can... I have a wee Telegram group called...
He's still promoting it, isn't he?
He's what? Oh, is he still...
I said he's still promoting it, is he, Daniel? Still promoting LunaOne.
I don't know if he's still promoting LunaOne. I know he's in New Reel now. NUREAL. And that the color scheme is very similar to LunaOne, and the business model is very similar to LunaOne.
So he's
What is going on, guys?
He's got a good website designer. Is that what we've come up with?
I think he's got more than that. Like I said, he had the team to make the metaverse. The people that they have in that LunaOne team now, they don't have the team to make the metaverse. So
no one owns the metaverse, eh? And the metaverse is already going. Did you know that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm saying the technology was there. Yeah, of course.
Well, they're using it in games.
Going.
And I think this is where, and I don't know if you've noticed it, but there's one thing that very nerks me, that when I'm watching these Zoom meetings, now crypto, I believe, is for the young people, 18-year-olds, 29-year-olds, and all the old fogies don't know anything about it. I don't think I've ever seen anyone under the age of maybe 40 in these Zoom meetings. And it seems like they're targeting the wrong age group, but the wrong age group seems to have money to invest. Now, you've said you only lost $5,000. That's a lot of money, even for me. So, why aren't these young whippersnappers out here scooping up these opportunities?
I'm not quite sure, but I feel like you're right, that they direct it to the youngins, and for some reason, I don't know why we got into this. We shouldn't have, though.
Yeah. Hey, I do a think tank meeting at 9:30 on a Monday night. If you guys ever want to pop into that, you're more than welcome. You can just go to dehick.com, and there's a an area where you can log in. I mean, not log in. You can sign up and see the times that we have these meetings, and we're just actually more concerned about people's welfare. And we're having a general chat. It's become a bit of a blokes thing, but on there you can see we've got on my website, deheck.com, we've got bookings, and it's called a think tank meeting, and I usually keep that up to date with what's happening. So if you guys ever want to come along and chinwag there, I do broadcast them onto the internet as lives, and it's pretty low key. Last week we had somebody playing an air guitar on the screen. It was quite embarrassing, and he didn't have his top on either. That was even bad. So I'm just trying to get people, like-minded people together. I mean, I like to do investment opportunities, and I like to help people out, and I like people to think logically before they fork out any of their money. So if you guys are into that, it'd be nice to see you. But that's us. Yes. I will put the music on. I'll thank people for coming along and listening to the What the Heck podcast, and also YouTube cast. What's it called? A Tubecast. That's where we will have this video. If you've got any information about LunaOne, please put it in the comments below, and I thank you for popping along today. Have a great day.